Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We are reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. Reactions have continued to trail the federal government's approval of an increase in electricity tariff for consumers under Band A as conveyed by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC). In an interview with Clearview News Crew, some Abuja residents expressed their displeasure over recent government policies and called for more attention to designing and implementing policies that best attends to the current socio-economic needs of the people. Recently, the Vice Chairman of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, Musliu Hussaini, announced a major increment of electricity rates for consumers falling under Band A, as conveyed by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, up from 66 naira to 225 naira per kilowatt hour. In the new tariff, electricity consumers were categorized into bands. Band A are consumers who enjoy 20 hours of electricity a day and above. Band B are consumers who enjoy 16 hours of electricity per day and above. Band C are consumers who get 12 hours of power per day and above, while Band D and E are consumers who enjoy 8 and 4 hours power per day and above, respectively. The implementation of the new policy has since commenced, and according to government, it applies solely to the less than 15% of consumers within the Nigerian electricity supply industry, sparing customers in other bands from the review. However, despite these clarifications, Nigerians, both on and off social media, have expressed their reservations on the new policy and its attendant effects on the socio-economic life of the citizens. In an interaction with Clearview News Desk, many are of the opinion that the recent increment is insensitive and ill-timed, as it is coming at a time when citizens are faced with numerous socio-economic challenges.
Collectively, as a people out there, so it's rather unfortunate for such kind of hardship to be bequeathed down to the masses, in that we are yet to recover from the hike in pump price of fuel, and then the exchange rate fluctuation, and now they are adding this to it. Because come to even think of it, I'm one of those customers that fall under the so-called classification of Band A, with a salary that is less than, let's say, if I were to pay less than half of, let's just say, half of my salary will be used to pay electricity bill. So by implication, it means they don't want me to use electricity anymore. The pinch is unbearable, and the masses would find it very difficult to cope with it.
The one we experienced recently was this, what do you call it, the fuel subsidy removal, okay, which we have been facing. People have been crying, people have been really, grinding their teeth now, because the way they achieve their goals these days is not the way they are doing it right now, because people cannot even fuel their car, let alone going to work. Do you understand? Then, in high price of this electricity, how do you think it will all go well with Nigerians? They say when the two elephant fights, it's only the grass that suffers. We that are the grass are the ones suffering it, because if they hike it, it is a very big problem to the consumers. Do you understand? So I don't think it's advisable to do that. They're supposed to, their government, they are the people, the government that are, handling under the distribution of this electricity. They have to sort it out themselves. So don't looking at the consumer or the individuals, people cracking their brains, thinking of how to make ends meet, and you are hiking, pushing things higher.
An increment in electricity tariff is not proper at this time because of the economic hardship, but the government know their policies. We hope at the long run, the policy will help the country.
They also faulted recent federal government policies like the petroleum subsidy removal policy and the floating of the naira, noting that they have further increased hardship in the country, and called on the federal government to come up with policies that are more in line with current economic challenges bedeviling the country.
I would want to advocate, and I want to support for a policy that will make life livable for Nigerians, and that would be something of maybe, say, for instance, what affects the masses, like say petroleum. Maybe they look into it and see how well they bring down the price, which also have spiral effects on the cost of goods and services. Secondly, I would also advocate that the issue of power too, because it also affects small businesses. The unemployment is on the rise, and the small businesses are shutting down. They can't afford the petrol to run generator, and yet we are also having a policy that would want to almost strangulate them. So that I want government policy to take into or to look into the direction of coming up with things that will ameliorate the sufferings of the masses.
I cannot say, look at what they're supposed to do. Look at what we have oil. We have enough oil. God has blessed us with good oil. But it's mismanagement is what is killing us in this country. We can't manage whatever we have. And the another thing is what? Theft. Let me just put it that way, theft. That's what is killing mismanagement. So they know what they're supposed to do. They know what if they want to do it, make it better now. They'll come back the way they are supposed to handle that case. Let the government handle it.
A bid to avoid the challenge that greeted the 2023 general election, especially the issue of logo, the New Nigeria People's Party has launched a new logo and slogan. Addressing party members at the National Convention held in Abuja over the weekend, the national leader of NNPP, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, said NNPP is the best alternative to the ruling All Progressives Congress APC and People's Democratic Party PDP. Hence the need for a new logo which represents the fight against poverty and the promotion of education.
With the New Nigeria People's Party (NNPP) new logo and slogan, the national leader of the party, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, said in the upcoming elections, nobody will be confused about the party's logo. Lauding stakeholders for the speedy amendment of its constitution, slogan and logo at the National Convention, Kwankwaso said the development will pave the way for its victory in future elections as APC and PDP has failed Nigerians. Earlier in his address, the governor of Kano State, Abba Kabir Yusuf, said despite the over 8 months of litigation over his election, his administration had made some appreciable achievements in fulfilling its campaign promises to the people.
Today, despite all the challenges that we had in 2023 election, especially the issue of our logo, even my humble self, I found it very, very difficult to identify our logo during the election. And that was why we thought it is very important for us to have a new, in fact, brand new logo for our party. You can see the red at the top, red at the bottom. And without telling you, you all know the meaning of red. Red signifies struggle, it signifies determination, it signifies commitment to eradicate poverty, to stop this insecurity that we have in this country, to promote education, which of course, even before now, that's our symbol.
In order to recover misappropriated properties and assets belonging to the state, such as houses, institutional buildings, land, farms, etc., etc. Your administration under the NNPP has inaugurated a judicial commission of inquiry to look into all these issues with a view to ensuring that justice is done to the state and to all residents alike.
In his remarks, the acting national chairman of NNPP, Ajuji Ahmed, while highlighting the party's vital role in shaping the future of the Nigerian youth, urged party members to join hands to rescue Nigeria from collapsing.
Unless you understand your role in society, you can never make a meaningful contribution. The Greeks understood this better by classifying societies into 3 types of people consisting in the idiots, the tribesmen, and the citizens. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let us all be true citizens of our country. Let us answer the patriotic call to duty and join hands across all divides and across the length and breadth of this country to salvage our country from drifting into further hopelessness and an inevitable chaos.
I make bold to say that all that has been thrown at us has made us stronger and more resolute in our determination to build a party from the bottom up, one that will serve the people of Nigeria and deliver a better standard of living for the people of this nation.
Highlight of the event was the appointment of new National Working Committee members and the unveiling of a new party logo and slogan. Kwankwaso said, as it stands, NNPP is the party to beat come 2027 as the third largest party in Nigeria, with about 21 federal legislators, almost 30 state legislators, 1 executive governor and 1 deputy governor. Imefon Okon, reporting for Clever News.
Former Nigerian Vice President Atiku Abubakar has picked holes in the 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, alleging that it is dubious and a shady deal. Clearview's Florence Joshua brings details to the report.
The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the 2023 election says it is suspicious that the terms of such an audacious project continues to be shrouded in secrecy, awarded to a business partner of the president. Atiku also said the project was awarded without any record of a competitive bidding or a decision by Federal Executive Council (FEC). Added that it is curious that the entire pilot phase of the project begins and ends in Lagos, especially within the axis of Bola Tinubu's business interests. The former vice president, in a statement by his media office, recounted that the project returned to public discourse at the twilight of the Goodluck Jonathan administration in November 2014, wherein it was announced that President Jonathan had signed the 10-state, 22-station project with China's Civil Engineering Construction Corporation at a cost of $11.97 billion. Atiku wondered why Jonathan could not begin the project before he lost the election. His successor, former President Muhammadu Buhari, announced in 2016 that the project had been renegotiated downward by $800 million to $11.1 billion and that it will be ready within 3 years. Atiku further recalled that while Buhari was on vacation in August 2021, then Information Minister Lai Mohammed announced that the FEC had approved the memo for the ratification of the president's approval for the award of the $11.1 billion project and that it will be completed in 6 years. Atiku, who noted that nothing was done on the project under the Buhari administration, said in September 2023, newly appointed Works Minister Engineer David Umahi announced that the project had been re-awarded, but Umahi refused to reveal how much the project would cost. The new Work Minister had recently announced that the construction work is under public-private partnership, meaning that High-Tech would construct the road, operate it for some years and then recoup its money through toll gates before handing it back to the Nigerian government. Florence Joshua reporting for Clearview News Desk.
And that's the news. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube at Clearview News Desk or via our handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online. Many thanks for joining us. I am Gloria Atta. Bye for now.